Good morning. This is Patricia Hutchinson with the Arizona Geographic Alliance. This is a lesson for 5th grade called Separatist, Mayflower Compact, and Roger Williams. It's designed for 2 class periods. Students may not realize that voting and dissent on issues is not a long-standing practice in Western European world history. In the lands of kings and lords, the citizen had few rights. They'd follow the rules of the church, the king, or the lord. But as democracy developed in colonial America, new ideals developed. The purpose would be that students will learn how dissent, voting on issues, and individual rights became a part of American life, became a part of their life in the classroom. The Mayflower Compact, there's a copy of the original compact and a copy of a transcription that was done. A synthesis of material that I put together called The Puritans Bring New Beliefs and Conflict to America, and the vocabulary for the Puritan reading and also definitions, the Pilgrims, Puritans, and the Mayflower Compact worksheet and an answer key. And then there's also a couple of images, black and white and colored, of the Mayflower Compact signers. And then a Mayflower voyage map and highlighters. All materials need to be for this lesson. The objectives of the lesson: the student will be able to explain why the Mayflower Compact is important in American history, describe the effect of the Mayflower Compact and the Massachusetts Bay Colony laws on personal freedom, and identify the contribution of Roger Williams to American ideals of democracy. In session 1, there's a lot of vocabulary in this lesson. There's a lot of new vocabulary. A lot of the words have to do with areas that we don't discuss in school a lot. Religious words, words of conflict, words having to do with legal ramifications of consequences. I gave this list of vocabulary words to my 7th grade grandson to look at, and his response was, "Grandma, these are really mean words." So at least he knew what they meant. Anyway, use the root words to extract ideas when possible. For example, pure, Puritan, separate, separatist. Share the definitions provided. A copy of the words can be handed out, and students can record the definitions if you want to assess the words at the end of the lesson. Distribute the reading. The Puritans Bring New Beliefs and Conflict to America. Before the students participate as a whole class reading, they should silently read the information and highlight the vocabulary words and key concepts. Then read as a whole class and discuss. Key points should be emphasized and perhaps written on the board. One format for highlighting the key points would be to make a timeline or a cause and effect organizer. And end the day with showing the students the copy of the original version of the Mayflower Compact and read the transcription. Have them identify which of these are secondary or primary sources and why. Okay, on to session 2. Read again through the transcribed copy of the Mayflower Compact. Have the students highlight. Take notes of the important parts of the compact. These are questions that I think are important. Is why are they making this agreement? Who is to honor this agreement? And do you feel the rules of the colony are clear and fair? If not, why? And these are all questions that 5th graders ask all the time, especially clear and fair. And then, were they surprised that God and King James are so prominent in this document? Look at the 2 images of the signers of the compact. What are some clues that can be seen that might tell you something about the signers and the process they went through? Possible answers might include everyone must be literate because they are signing the compact, and there are reference books all over the floor. There were soldiers and regular citizens. The women were present, but they didn't sign. The leader is seated. Some people look richer than others. They were on the ship when they signed the compact. And a good question might be is, why did they sign a compact when they were still on the ship? Conclude the day with a vocabulary assessment or one of the extension ideas. For assessing it, the list of vocabulary words can be assessed by a quiz. Mastery will be 80% or higher for a spelling and reading grade. And students will score 80% or higher on the Pilgrims, Puritans, and the Mayflower Compact worksheet. This can be the assessment for a social studies and reading grade. Now the extensions, the compact says they were going. The compact says they were going to Virginia. They didn't go to Virginia. They were blown off course. They ended up in Massachusetts. Therefore, they had to have a compact written before they got off the ship. And this would be a nice piece of research for some of your more advanced, more interested students who want to challenge to do. And that would be at mayflowerhistory.com is a good source. Students can search the local paper for current headlines or stories that deal with comparable issues of personal versus collective rights and freedoms. They will have no trouble finding articles. This is still a current topic, and it will probably always be a current topic. This is Civics Live. Students divide into three groups representing the Plymouth Puritans, the Boston Puritans or Separatists, and Roger Williams. Use a pre-established list of concerns, laws, or issues from the reading for topics in an informal debate. These could be pulled randomly out of an envelope for discussion and debate. And I think students would enjoy this activity. It also further solidified some of those things that they're starting to think about. The sources include a very thorough history of the Pilgrims and the Mayflower passenger list and images, the same site, mayflowerhistory.com. And then the Pilgrims and Puritans, Total Reformation for the Glory of God, is actually a series of sermons from this period. If nothing else, they're interesting to read. But a little bit of source information can come out of them too. There's a black and white image of the Puritans signing, and that would be your Library of Congress using this link. And then a color signing of the architect of the Capitol at aoc.gov. It's a good lesson. I'm anxious to use it myself. We wrote these this summer, and students won't be available for a few more weeks, but I think it's going to be a good lesson.